I think if you want the next face of the NBA, it's Wembanyama. He is he is the next face of the NBA. He's gonna win an MVP at least. He's gonna win at least three Defensive Player of the Years.
And that's why I'm not, but translating, if you say regular season, Oklahoma's a no shot, no
Yeah, for
brainer for
sure.
me. But if you're talking about the playoffs, I just think experience trumps. Like it happens it's just like I'm a Heat fan. You should have seen when the Spurs beat us. They had way more experience than we did.
Yes, hey, I'm icing the game like a free throw. I love when she talking the lingo. Wanna fuck on the freako. She says she bringing the Tito's. We hacking the game like a Chico. I'm a monster, it's time for the beast mode. Cracking your skulls like Debo. Straight to the strip, all singles. They peeping straight through the peephole. You a lame, you a dork, and bimbo.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. It's your boy Twan. We back with another episode of the OffTopic podcast. This is episode 15. For today's episode, I got some new guests for you guys. My homeboy Hunter and my boy Jared. If you guys want to say what's up.
Yo,
What's up?
So appreciate y'all for coming in for this episode. We're just going to knock out just a few things, just some topics that's been going on in the league so far. Just to also include that we are at about the 58, 59, 60 game mark for the NBA. So we just got maybe less than like 20, 23 games or so left before we get right into the playoffs and everything. But for this episode, I'm excited because this is the first time I really have some guests on here who are true fans of Miami, a true fan of Milwaukee. So I just wanted to take this first part of this episode to just allow it to be home team talk. So I'm going to give you guys the floor to kind of speak on, where Miami, Milwaukee stand. At this part of the season, I know for Milwaukee, we had the early trade of just Damian Lillard. So if you want to, throw that in there, then I know for you, Jared, I know the whole thing around Miami is that, they're a regular season, they're not a regular season team, they're a playoff team. But if there's anything that you want people, the people to know, I'm going to go ahead and throw that to you. So if you want to go first, Jared, I'll allow you to have the floor.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this season has been kind of just a lot of up and down. Personally, my favorite part of the season was us trading for Terry Rozier. Just because Kyle Lowry just wasn't it anymore. Not that he's past like playing, but just past our system more or less. And Terry just kind of adds a good fit to the team, and the way he plays, the way he goes about the game, just kind of fits our culture. Um, and like I was telling you earlier, I went to the game and then sadly, that was the game he got hurt against the Celtics, but he's starting to kind of come into his own and kind of just trying to adjust his play to us. So he can be a 20, 30 point scorer one night, but then he can also be like a 5, 10 point the other night.
Right.
Another underrated factor too is Duncan Robinson. I mean, he's been shooting the hell out of the ball this season too. So um, I'm confident in how we're doing. I don't really worry about the regular season too much because right around now is when we usually kick it into gear. And Jimmy even said it the other day. So
Yeah.
corny as it might sound, I definitely think people are sleeping on us. Like a lot of people are talking up the Knicks, definitely talking to the Celtics as they should be talking up both of them. But I think they're forgetting about us like they usually do every year.
That's a good.
We're definitely a tough out. I don't think you're going to go up against us and think it's going to be easy. I mean, everybody has said that since like 2020, 2019, and we have given every team hell every series. So I'm not really worried, and I kind of like where we're at. Honestly.
I was going to say, though, for the East, you guys have always been like the dark horse of the Eastern Conference, at least for the last few recent years. So I was going to rather ask you, too. I know we just had that recent fight with Miami and New Orleans Pelicans. Would you say that is the start of the Heat Nation, the Heat culture of like what that looks like for, in Miami?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just typical. I mean, everybody, all the guys are sticking up for each other. And I mean, Jimmy got suspended after that. Thomas Bryant, Nikola Jovic. I think there was one other person who got suspended, but they're hosting a watch party for us, and we're playing the Kings now. Jimmy Jovic and Thomas Bryant and all these other guys. Hero was also out for injury, and we still beat them. I mean, it's regular season. It's not like something to boast about, but it's just showing you that we got real depth, like no matter where we're at. And I think it's just also reminding the league of the toughness that our team shows. So to me, I'm not worried as a fan, even if we go into the play-in. I'm still not worried because we lost the first play-in last year, won the second play-in game when everybody basically thought we were out, and then we still made it to the finals.
Right.
Whether you like to see us in the finals, you probably wanted to see Celtics Nuggets in the finals. We still made it there.
Sure.
So to me, I'm really not worried. I mean, it just showed culture, and I don't think there's anything to worry about with the fight. I loved it.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I love that too. Definitely, Miami's definitely should be on everybody's radar, really. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, Hunter. I know you, Milwaukee boy. So with this, I know there's been so much going on with Milwaukee. I don't even think I've had the time to put it in every episode, just because like it's just a lot going on. So this is just your opportunity to go ahead and share what you need to get off your chest if you need to.
Yeah, I remember when we traded for Dame, Jared actually texted me like immediately, like before Woj. I'm like, bro, how did you get this? How did you get this already? He's like, congrats on winning the finals. And I'm like, what? I look, and then of course, then like the phone starts blowing up. No way, we got Dame. But then it's kind of like, what'd we give up? Because there's no way we just got Dame. Like, we didn't give up Bobby Portis for Damian Lillard. When I seen Drew Holiday, I was like, dang. Because, like, Drew fit the team so perfectly. And obviously, like, he played such a big part these last few years. But, it was still kind of like, it's Dame. You got to, as long as it's not Giannis, we're good, So, that was great. And then the new coach, you're like, all right, don't really know what to expect. Griffin was Griffin. I probably could have coached that team. Like, I don't really think, I don't know what went wrong there. I mean, it was crazy. We had like the second or third best record in the league. And they're like, yeah, you're done. Like, short leash, which, I mean, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, dang, dude. Like, I don't know. Like,
it was quick.
We weren't playing that bad. I mean, the defense was terrible. We can't be giving up 140 to the Pistons on back-to-backs. So I definitely think change was needed. But halfway through the season, then hiring Doc.
What is your okay? Like,
yeah.
I will say you guys are in a good spot. I will say, regardless of all the stuff that you guys have had in the season, you guys are still in a good spot in the East. But like, what effect do you think with Doc Rivers coming at this point in the season? It would probably look different if Doc was there in the beginning of the season. Probably could take his time with the team and everything. But like, what areas do you see may lack or may struggle or whatever, or if there's any positives that with Doc getting there in the time that it's needed for Milwaukee, or like just your 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough task to come in halfway through the year. Obviously, we started out kind of shaky, but I think, the defense has gotten better. I mean, you look at their numbers; they're top 5 in a lot of categories since he took over, and they're looking a little bit better. I think that loss to Memphis right before the All-Star game was big. I think we needed that to kind of like wake us up a little bit. Then you get the All-Star break, you get Dame and Giannis just get to kind of do their own thing in Indy, just kind of try and figure it out. And then you got, dude, that All-Star break was such a mess from like the Bucks in general. You got Doc on podcasts talking nonsense. You got Pat Bev on podcasts talking crazy. You got
JJ Redick.
You got you got Giannis and Dame talking. It's like, all right, y'all need to just leave Indiana and get out of there. And then, we went to Minnesota, then Philly, 2 big wins. I know there's no Embiid, but they've still been playing well. And then they looked good the other night as well against Charlotte, obviously. Yeah. But, it's Charlotte.
For sure.
But you got to beat Charlotte. And we lost to the Grizzlies with you and me out there. So they've been, I don't want to get my hopes up, but the boys have been playing better. Bucks and 6 always. Got on my leg.
Always. Show the fans.
Bucks and 6 always.
Yeah, bro. I was gonna say Milwaukee's definitely gonna be. Milwaukee's always a squad. Prior to Dame being there with Drew, I mean, they're always going to be a tough team to face,
Yeah.
especially come playoff time. Like, it's funny, like, a lot of these veteran teams, when they come playoff time, you see another side of these teams. Like, the same that I would speak on, like, sometimes with, like, the Lakers, like, or a lot of teams in the West. We have a lot of veteran teams in the West, and I'm like, we got a lot of youth, OKC, Sacramento, Minnesota. We have a lot of young teams in the West that are just hot right now. But, like, when playoff time come in, it comes down to, like, experience and, it's a whole list of other things, But I'm
chilling. I'm not worried. I'm excited. I mean, Celtics got the 1 seed.
Yeah.
That's cool. They can have it.
Yeah.
We're making a little push for that 2 seed. I think we're like a half game back at Cleveland. So
It's close.
we've been playing well. When you play the Bucks, you got to score 130 to beat us because we're gonna put up points.
Yeah.
So if we can
defense is
figure the
tough.
defense out, it's gonna be, which they have been starting to. I think it's gonna be a scary team.
So I guess what I wanted to have was like a consensus of us three, and I'm gonna say who our top 4 teams are in the East and West. But when I say top 4, not by just seeding, but like who do we think are going to be the top 4 teams, even if if they're at 6 or 7, if we still feel like they're still a top 4 team, not based off their record, then we can throw them in that category. But we can go ahead and start with the East because I feel like we're already in that area of the world. So I mean, it would probably be rightful to say that for sure top 1 Boston, just because they're already stamped. Would you guys be fine with Milwaukee thrown in there?
Yeah,
Okay,
Milwaukee.
definitely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, definitely Boston, Milwaukee.
Okay.
Top 3.
I mean Philly.
Okay.
Philly's got to be in there.
You got to take into account Embiid will be back.
He will be
Facts.
back, so they got to be in the top 5 no matter what.
Okay, so 3 then. New York.
I like Cleveland over them, but I don't trust Randall.
Feels different though. I know, but it feels different.
I mean, Brunson's going crazy
without him too. Without him.
Oh, I agree. I agree with the Cavs point, but for some reason, any team Donovan Mitchell's on, I don't trust in the playoffs.
I don't trust Julius Randle.
I don't either.
But I trust Jalen more than Julius though.
And I trust Jalen more than Donovan Mitchell. Because and then you gotta think they got Bogdanovich, they got Anunoby, who hasn't been playing he hasn't played in February. Ooh. He's been out.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
They're missing so many pieces. So imagine when they get their team back too. I think I like the Knicks over the Cavs.
I think I do too.
That's fine.
Strus was a no-show last year.
Yeah, but Strus the other night went crazy.
So definitely, we definitely got a top 3 of Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. We're definitely going to say a 2-1 Knicks, a honorable mention Cleveland on that. So are you also saying, Hunter, not in the so you wouldn't? So would you put Cleveland over Pacers as well too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks and Cleveland are interchangeable.
Like yeah.
I mean, Pacers are fine. I haven't heard a single thing about Siakam since he's gotten there, so I don't even know what he's doing down there.
He's been averaging like 22 a game, I think.
Halliburton's fallen off a little bit.
I agree.
Bro, he was going crazy, and now it's like
I haven't heard much.
14 and 10. I mean,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He's doing what he's supposed to do as a point guard, but I don't know.
Oof. All right. Well, we'll definitely leave it there for that, and I'm sure this could probably change in literally like another month from now. So we'll definitely revisit that. And then we're just gonna go ahead and ship over to the West for our top 4, who we think, which I think is a lot more controversial. I even just being a Warriors fan, bro, like it'd be a prayer for us to make it to a 7 or 8 spot, and that's us trying to avoid the Lakers in the play-in. Like, I don't want to see the Lakers one time in the play-in at all, trying to fight for a spot. We couldn't do it. But do you guys have any?
I got
Nuggets.
I got Nuggets.
I don't love the Thunder. I'll be honest.
I like Minnesota and OKC.
I like Minnesota over OKC for sure.
I do too.
Wait, first, let me throw out one. Let me just throw Clippers out there. I think they're a definite for me in the West right now.
They're
Clippers.
They're 2, I'd say.
Nuggets, I have to say, I'm not going to lie. In my heart, though, I don't feel Denver's going to go as far as like how they've been dominant the last like 3-4 seasons, but I think this year is going to be a different season.
I agree.
But I would still throw Denver in there as the top 4.
But it's also hard because Jokic is just like doesn't make sense. Like
it doesn't make sense.
I don't. It's as long as if Jamal Murray's healthy, I don't know if I can really pick against them, but that's a big if.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah,
and
I
we
like.
still got Dallas, Phoenix.
Dallas.
I'm gonna be honest. If we're being honest, I love Dallas.
I love Dallas.
I put money on them to win the finals.
Bro, being there is it does not the TV bro. What? Yeah, I would say anybody that's watching, bro, go to an NBA game, bro. It changes your whole experience. But like watching Dallas these last few games, bro, like I'm very comfortable with them too.
Their pickups of PJ and
took them to the next, and I think just to start the season off with Derek Lively, bro, they took them to like a whole jump, and then Kyrie starting the season with Dallas, a whole jump, like.
Bro, they turned Grant Williams into PJ Washington.
Bro, literally.
Like that's what I'm saying, literally. And it's just like I think because they lack defense so much, the PJ Washington and Gafford trade was needed.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have Kyrie and Luka on the defensive end like that, but bro, their offense.
They gotta get out the play-in.
They do.
So
Suns.
This is tough, and I still, you know,
I don't.
Because I don't know. Okay, this is my
take on
what's going on in Phoenix.
Is Field gonna play? I mean,
they're too stacked on paper to. Bro, their most consistent player has been like Grayson Allen.
Oh, Grayson Allen. He's been.
I feel like I would be disrespectful to them if come playoff time, like, and that's the thing, like any team matchup with the Phoenix in the first round is going to be tough. And I'm like,
oh, for sure, yeah.
Phoenix and Lakers, Phoenix, Dallas, Phoenix, even I don't want to say Denver yet because I don't think they're ready for Denver yet.
I'm taking Phoenix over the Thunder. I'm taking them probably over the Timberwolves. It's been going crazy.
Yeah, but it's like I have a hard time going through it when I think of D-Book, Bradley Beal, and KD. Just like
I just don't get it.
So how I look at it is like I'm always in the playoffs. I'm gonna take experience. So for example, like I would take the Suns over the Timberwolves and the Thunder. Now I think the Timberwolves and the Thunder right now are like top 3, obviously in the West. Like if you go seeding, but at the same time, they even said last year that the Nuggets, and Bruce Brown said the Timberwolves were their hardest out, even though they won 4-1. And the thing about it is like I just don't think they have enough playoff experience for it to translate this year. Just this year. I'm not saying.
I think they need one good run. I think, and I think that of a lot of the young team. Even I was just in the OKC watching their games, and I said, "Dang, bro, like literally watching their game, I'm like, bro, they are this close. Like Shea is enough. Chet is gonna grow. Like Dort. They still got some defensive guys. Like, bro, it's tough. They're tough too.
They gotta use some of those picks and go get.
Bro, just go hard.
They gotta go hard and get somebody else because
they gotta get a dude like
you gotta get another.
Obviously, they got Shea now, so they can't go get a guy like him. But you need to get a solid. Like
we got some big names in the free agency going into the summer, so it's gonna be.
They need to use some of those picks.
Yeah. I think the Thunder need to go get themselves like a nice 2-way, like how they had Paul George.
Yeah.
Or like let's just say, for example.
Who else is? I think D. Mitchell is a big name that's going to be free agent. Clay Thompson.
But I don't. The thing is, I don't think they need another
just
guard.
Say you don't like him.
I don't think they. No, I like Mitchell, but I just don't think he'd fit like in the Thunder. Like I think.
No, you can't get a guy like Shea.
Nah.
You can't get another Shea.
You have to get like a forward. You have to get a forward. I think like a wing, because you have Chet.
Shea could play off that too.
Yeah, and Chet could space. So if you got a big man that goes down, you could do that simply because Chet could, space out, play 4 out. But I mean, at the same time,
they can't. They got to win now. They can't keep like getting picks. Like they got to start.
He's getting older.
Trading those picks away.
Yeah.
Go get someone. Go win. Like win now.
Big trades.
So let me revisit. So we all said a consensus. We have already said Clippers, Denver, Dallas.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Even if they're 4th, I still think they're gonna be tough in the playoffs. This is top 4, playoff play. Like
so I think right now, like don't look at the records. Like
no records.
The records don't show the the guys they picked up,
Yeah.
I do like Dallas. I put money on them, like I did. I already have. So
Yeah, I
I
know.
Yeah, I'm already
I
in
like.
deep.
So what you said Denver.
yeah, I'm putting a top 4 if I put
You
Denver,
money
said
on them.
Denver,
Clippers, Dallas.
Suns.
Would a young team need to be? I feel like one of the young teams has to, because I think they're gonna make. They're the reason
Minnesota.
why the West is so
Minnesota?
different now. The West is different because of the young teams.
Minnesota.
I like Minnesota over OKC for sure.
I like Minnesota over OKC. They have the size.
I like Ant a lot.
I do too. And then
And Cat's going crazy.
Nobody's talking about McDaniels.
Gobert is gonna win Defensive Player of the Year.
McDaniels has also been strapping up people.
Okay, I think Minnesota.
I think I got to go Minnesota.
Wait, okay.
But-
Now, if there's any honorable mentions that could even fight for that 4th spot, what team would that be for y'all? If there's one or two teams, because I mean, still close. Maybe is OKC still close to y'all for y'all?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, no.
You're not convinced. It seems like you're not convinced.
it's because I think they're good enough. But the thing is, they're so young that playoffs are just a different breed if you don't have the experience. And that's why I'm not, but translating, if you say regular season, Oklahoma's a no brainer.
For sure.
But if you're talking about the playoffs, I just think experience trumps. Like it happens it's just like, I'm a Heat fan. You should have seen when the Spurs beat us. They had way more experience than we did. I always think no matter what,
no other team in the West, because I feel like we're forgetting one other team.
I think people would look at this and think we're overhyping the Mavs. I think that's what the thing is, but
Maybe
at the same time,
it might be. If it's a hot take, it's a hot take. But I think it's like one of those a comfortable hot take for me that I'm like, bro, no, like Dallas is legit.
yeah,
They're
like
pretty
I'd
legit
stand
this
on that.
season.
I put money on the Mavs.
Like,
So to me,
I would at least say Dallas is making through the first round, and they're gonna fight for the conference finals for sure. They're gonna fight for it.
like hot take, I would take the Mavs over the Suns.
I don't think it's that hot.
I don't think so. I think obviously people want that rivalry with Luka and D-Book, but I think it's a different script now.
Bro,
I think it is a different
Luka,
script.
there's no rivalry. Luka is his father.
Bro.
Yeah. This is also a generational Suns hater right here. Hundreds of generations.
Bro, don't get me started on the Suns or Chris Paul. Don't get me started on. That's a whole different. I could do an entire podcast on Chris Paul.
Yeah,
but we won't.
We'll get there.
That.
We'll get there. We'll have some. I'm not gonna lie. This and for those that are watching too, I also want to have some episodes where they're not kind of like story based. What's coming like NBA Today type worthy. I want to have some off-topic topics that are just we can just talk about this one thing and just sit on it. So we'll have some for y'all. I know so top 4 is looking like honestly. Denver, Clippers, we said Minnesota, and then a tough Dallas Mavericks. And obviously with the honorable mention of there's a few in the West that I still would probably throw in there. And even me, if the Lakers still made it to 7-8 spot, I'm still not trying to play against them in the first round too, though. Because
I'm not scared of them.
I
don't know.
I'm scared of LeBron, and that's it.
LeBron, and that's it, and that's what I'm saying. But that's enough though for. That's enough for LeBron to make it through a series. Like he can do it. He can still do it. So
I think the only thing he's got going for him right now is like a young team like Oklahoma City being like, "Oh, we're playing LeBron in the playoffs."
Yeah. It'll take.
And then
he'll
win a series, and then people will be like, "He's back," and then he'll lose second round.
Probably.
Right. Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, which I was very excited to hear what you guys had to say, though, for. In this past week or so, people have been talking a lot about the next face of the NBA because, LeBron's getting close to finally his career in the NBA. But they've been looking at, some players that's going to take that reign. So the 5 names that have circulated just for these 5 names would be Giannis, Luka, Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and then Wembanyama. Those are the 5 that people are looking at. So I guess the first thing we don't have to take too much time on, but on the first thing I wanted to ask though is what is to be considered for someone to be the face, and then second, like who out of those 5 names, who do you think probably fits that more? For me, personally, like it's hard to like compare it because we've had some goats be the face of the NBA: Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. So it's like. And those are people that are very successful in their careers too. These are some young players, which I mean, I guess if they, if they said Mike, Kobe, and LeBron were the face of the NBA when they were coming in early, then that's just what it is. But like what I guess for you guys, like what does that look like for y'all? Like what does that look like for y'all?
I think, and I was listening to like some other podcasts and like seeing what like some of the analysts and them had to say about it, and I think I was listening to First Take, I'm pretty sure, and like what Stephen A and all of them had to say, and I kind of agree. I think me personally, I would think the face of the NBA obviously has to be somebody who has like a clean record on and off the court.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at LeBron, you don't see him getting in any trouble off the court. Now, Kobe and Jordan, they had some stuff off the court, but also I think the day and age that they were in and then the day and age that we're in now is a completely different. So whatever stuff they had back then probably wasn't as frowned upon as it is now. Not saying that it's an excuse to get in trouble, but I'm just saying, like, if it were me to pick out of those names, I would say it would have to be Tatum.
Oh,
Just because it makes sense. I mean, I know Hunter thinks he's a cornball, but I just like it's just. I mean, I think it's big. He needs to win a championship, and I think this year is geared most for him to do so, and he has to do it. They were also talking about, can a foreign-born player be the face?
Yeah, what do they say about that?
And they weren't really. It's not that they're saying it isn't good for the league, because obviously having like a Luka or having like a Wembanyama, it's great for the league. I mean, we see what they're doing, and I agree. Like if I were to pick like my pick, I would say Luka, but the pick that makes sense, I feel like, is Jason Tatum.
And I was gonna say, it seems like the people that have been the face have been, well, not because they're American, but it's like the stuff that they fight for is for Americans.
Yeah, and exactly,
yeah.
and it's like American based and just very like, Jason Tatum. The only thing about him is he's too quiet off the court. He doesn't speak to the media. He doesn't speak up about much. So it's kind of hard. So there's definitely things about it that don't make sense about him, but there's a lot that potentially, like, he's still very young. So I don't know. To me, that's the one that makes the most sense. But if you're going by like a skill basis and you're talking about just like on the court, I think it goes Luka. But again, if it were my final pick, I'd probably say Tatum.
That's crazy. He's
like, so okay, so why though? Why
I know he's so inconsistent to me. Like one day he's like prime Kobe, the next he's like Luke Mbamute. Like there's no in between.
Wow.
Like
I'm gonna have Josh.
I don't know. I don't know about Tatum. I think if you want the next face of the NBA, it's Wembanyama. He is the next face of the NBA. He's gonna win an MVP at least. He's gonna win at least 3 Defensive Player of the Years.
Easy.
Like that's the thing with like LeBron, Kobe, like not as much, but Jordan. Those dudes played defense. Those dudes did it on both sides of the court. They just won. Like obviously, like LeBron when he started out wasn't supposed to win, but he did with his bum team in those Cleveland years. Wembanyama's team obviously, like, he's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year because the Spurs are so bad, but he should.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think in year one he's already showing he like you can't drive, you can't go in the paint on the guy, and that's to me is like if you already are saying you can't do this against this guy in year one, good luck. Like it's LeBron, you can't beat the guy in the playoffs for the entire decade of the 2010s. You can't beat him.
Yeah.
Kobe 2000s, you're not going to beat the guy.
Yeah.
90s, 80s, you're not beating.
I just feel like Wemby and Luke are like the easy picks, but that goes with the foreign-born. Like
it's not Tatum.
But you gotta like see where I'm coming from with that.
Bro, Tatum some nights isn't even the best player on his team.
And I agree with you. On that. It's just more of the fact of
like if Tatum has a bad night, the Celtics can still win, and they do.
What do you think? What do you think, Twan?
So okay, so to your point, Jared, I get what you're saying, but then when Hunter started speaking on the Wemby thing, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's honestly my answer would be Wemby, only because, all right, let's take the foreign based out. Like, first off, Wembanyama as a character, as a person, bro, like he is so professional, and this kid is like 19 years old, bro. Like a lot of like the stuff that you've seen with young Kobe, young Mike, young I guess LeBron really are in that same. They're in that same headspace. Like just that's greatness, bro. Like they think greatness. They like. I mean, the kid said no one can get through to him after 9 p.m. because he's reading books and going to bed like at a 19-year-old. Like he's just
I agree.
Focused. He's very focused as a young player, and like dude, like you can almost can't take that away. And then I will say with Jared, with your point too, with being good on and off the court, like that would already exclude John Morant, which John Morant could have been. I think he definitely could have been. That may not be something that's gonna sting, later down the line, but that's still gonna linger in a couple more seasons.
They're not gonna stop talking about it until he does something, he erases it. Like
so,
I like Luka too. I like Ant all over Tatum.
Okay,
I like Ant too, but Ant also off the court has had some things.
I know, but Ant though, like Ant,
but he's like Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah, dude, like
I agree. I love Ant. I love his play style.
Like, I think that's his dad.
I still think so. I think that Ant.
Hard answer.
Regardless of what people say about Anthony Edwards, I wouldn't even be bothered by that at all. If he's the next, I think he should be. To be honest, like
and I think if you have issues like that while you're young,
I agree.
Grow out of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like his stuff off the court. I mean, yeah, everyone's.
If
you really dig deep enough, everyone's got some stuff outside the court.
Definitely.
We're all human. Like no one's perfect. Yeah.
Is it Ant like 21?
Yeah. Or let me see. I'm gonna look real fast. All right. Let's say if the foreign thing wasn't an issue, I'd definitely go Wembanyama or Luka.
I agree. No,
if that is something that they're going to be like, look, like we're probably if the NBA is like maybe we need to keep an American, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm taking JT out, and I probably would either put in Ant or Shea as like someone to be looking
Shay's
at
Canadian.
For the future.
Shay's foreign. You got one pick. You got a bum in Boston, or you got Anthony Edwards?
It'd be Ant. It'd be Ant though. Yeah.
Nah, Tatum's not a bum. I get it.
I see where you're coming from though.
I think though, like, and the one thing that I've always tried to tell people, I'm like, bro, y'all cannot force Jason Tatum to be this person that like I was like, if you're gonna compare his game to Kobe, do that, but I was like, do not compare his character to him too, because I'm like, Jason Tatum is just a quiet leader. Like, I mean,
he doesn't do anything. Yeah, he don't do nothing. Like he
just goes out, shoots 8 for 20, and calls it a night.
Yeah, he goes home, go hang out with Deuce. Like that's it. Like, but I guess my whole thing with JT is that I don't want people to be confused. Like JT is just a quiet leader. Like he's not the leader that people are trying to force him to be. Like he is who he is, and like, and I'm like, I don't see no changes in 5 years. He's probably gonna probably be quieter than like KD. KD sometimes is quiet on the court. All he does is just hoop. Like sometimes that's what it is. Like just to go ahead and close this episode, man. I just want to say, well, first off, appreciate you, Hunter, Jared, for just coming on the episode. This was definitely chill. Definitely gonna have you guys back on. Probably gonna have Josh thrown in there so y'all can mess with him a little bit. He's big Boston boy. So. But yeah, other than that, man, appreciate y'all. Thank you guys. Those that are watching, just continue to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna give y'all more off-topic topics, other news that are going on in the league, and then we're just kind of shaping. We got really March, and then getting prepped for play-in tournaments, and then the playoffs. So we'll definitely see what happens there. But other than that, man, appreciate y'all again for getting on the episode. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.